Masbateño, an introduction to Masbateño, or the minasbate language. Some things to note about the Masbate language. Masbateño is one of my grandmother's languages. My paternal grandmother was from Masbate, and she actually speaks Masbateño. She tells me a lot that it's close, that it's kind of like Waray in a way. Waray, which is another Visayan language that is related to Masbateño. Now, some of the things in this introductory video that I want to talk about with the Masbate, or the minasbate, or the Masbateño language is that it's from Masbate Island, okay? That's why it got the name Masbateño. It's spoken not only in Masbate Island, but it's also spoken in Ticao Island, which is kind of, I don't really know approximately where Ticao can lie with this, but it's one of the three major islands in the Masbate province. I guess you can say, but it's separated by water, obviously. Anyway, it's spoken there. It's a Bisacol language, but Visayan language classified. It's classified as a Visayan language under the classification system, right? So we have Austronesian language, right? It's a Malayo-Polynesian is the subcategory, and then the subcategory under that is Philippine or Central Philippine, more precisely, and then Visayan. So it is a Visayan language, right? Just like Cebuano and a whole bunch of other Visayan languages, it's a Visayan language, but it's also considered a Bisacol language because it's like the intermediate of the Bicol languages. And for those of you who don't know, Bicolano is a language it's a language, what? How do I say this? A dialect continuum. So it's a language with dialects that continue to be like it's crazy. So dialect, the more farther out you go, the dialects become little divergent. But they're all Bicolano languages, and Masbateño is a language that is the intermediate between Bicol and Visayan languages, right? It's that intermediate when you're gonna go move from north to south or south to north, from Sorsogon to Masbate or from Masbate to Sorsogon in the southern part of the island of Luzon, right? So it's interesting to hear, and people who have a background in, I think, what is it, Waray? Yeah, Waray, Hiligaynon, Kapisnon, I think they have a very good understanding and a very good grasp to learn Masbateño. It is regulated by the Minasbate Language Society, so this does have a regulating body. As of 2016, I know the MLS, the Minasbate Language Society, regulates this language. So they made the orthography for it, the spelling, they standardized it pretty much, okay? And it's a part, obviously, because of that, it's a part of the scheduled mother tongue-based multilingual education program in the Philippines. So this language is a taught language in schools. It is being taught right now as we speak to children up until the third grade or grade 3. So there is literature written in Masbate, or Masbateño, sorry. The interesting feature that they have is the usage of the glottal stop as a letter, which is represented by an apostrophe. Hawaiian does this as well, and Chamorro does this as well. The Chamorro language and the Hawaiian languages do it. In Hawaiian, it's called okina, where they have a apostrophe after letters to indicate a glottal stop. Remember, if you don't remember what the glottal stop was, in the example is when you say the words uh-oh, 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 the stop in between and o is that glottal stop. Uh-oh. And then, of course, the Chamorro languages use it too. Chamorro uses it and they call it, I think, glotta, the letter glotta. So this is interesting with Masbateño. And finally, it is a classic Visayan language in the fact that it uses a three-vowel system. Okay? So only three vowels, even though borrowed words may have E or O or U or all that stuff, they will always be written in only one vowel, unless the borrowed word, like in Spanish or a foreign language, has a different vowel, like E or I'm sorry, like E or U or O or something like that. It will retain it in that spelling, but it's gonna be in a three vowel system. It's gonna conform to it. So this is gonna be an interesting one. And yeah, when I mentioned Visayan classification, so yes, Kapisnon, Waray-Waray, and Hiligaynon. If you speak any of those languages or closer to those languages or know those languages, Masbateño will be an easy language for you to grasp. Cebuano is actually more closer to Hiligaynon than Masbateño, so yeah, there's always that joke with Hiligaynon's speakers and Cebuano speakers. So, but yeah, this is again an introduction to Masbateño.